Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys have been getting out doing some shooting lately, and thanks so much for tuning in to another real-time edit video. Today I have this, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, this is hard to tell. I thought this one was, I think it's a little blue heron, like a juvenile, if I recall from when I was shooting it. In any case, yeah, got this little blue, or maybe it's a snow egret, but I think it's a little blue. Out in this wide open marsh, real tiny in the frame, so a style I like to shoot. Beautiful colors in the sky here, so I want to enhance all that. So let's get started. Overall, a little bit light, and then I just want to add some contrast to it. So there we go. Let's kind of kick that back down. Getting a little bit, just a tad green on the bird, but I like the green in the grass, so I'll leave that. Gonna throw a graduated filter on the top here. I always forget, is that what they call it? Graduated filter, right? Because I used to call it, yeah. In Photoshop, I'm just so used to saying gradient, but then they had to go and change the name here. Anyway, I'm going to drop the highlights down just to get some of those tones back in there, and maybe just a touch of saturation. I don't want it to go crazy. And then another graduated filter on the bottom here, and I'm just going to actually drop the highlights and the whites down. I just want to dull it down a little bit so it's not quite as intense. And I'll do the rest of this in Photoshop, and believe it or not, I don't think I'm going to crop this image one bit. I really like the composition. I lied. I'm going to take a little bit off the left side here just to offset it even more. I want like a heavy offset on that bird. And it's more about the sky to me, so something like that looks really good. Let's head on over to Photoshop and finish this one up. Shouldn't be a lot to do here, so it should be a quick one. All right. First things first, going to throw a clone layer on, and I actually want to get rid of this dark spot there, so I'm just going to kind of fade that out. Just do some cloning, that dark spot right there. I don't understand what this is. I don't think I was seeing a reflection of the bird. I think it might actually be a second bird out of focus right in there, so I'm going to get rid of it because in any case, it kind of looks weird to me. So something like that I think works quite nicely. Nothing else to clone. That looks good. So I got some work in 15 minutes, so I better hurry up, huh? All right. So let's lighten this bird up a little bit more contrast on it as well. I don't know if I want that full amount everywhere, so I'm just going to kind of control that as I'm painting it in. But I do want the bird to stand out a little bit more and not have a halo. So make sure I don't do that. There we go. Just going to do a little bit of burning here, just real subtle across the bottom, not too much. And honestly, that's about it on that. I do think I want the grass to just be a little bit more green, especially around the bird. And so I'm just going to, there we go, right? We'll just green that up a little bit there. And then obviously take it off the bird, which should not be more green. Don't want a green bird. This is not right for this species. This eye is so small, there's just zero reason to actually do anything with the eye. It's just all about the bird being in there in this scene. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to do real subtly is, watch this. I'm going to do a real subtle, here, I'll go back to the original burn layer here. I'm just going to do a real subtle burn right across this, two of them, and then paint it off the white. And that's going to make this bird pop even more, because that's the whole thing, right? This thing is so tiny. I don't want it to kind of fade away and disappear in this sea of grass. Like, I really want it to stand out. It's got to be like painfully obvious. So that should do it. And now let's mess. Yeah, there we go. Now let's mess with these colors. So I'm just going to go a tad more magenta on a layer, put some of that in where I'm seeing it already. Just get a little smaller brush there, hit some of that. Then I want a little bit more blue cyan, kind of complete the classic cotton candy look here, right? That blue and pink cotton candy colors. There we go. Look at that. Put a little bit more blue in there. There's like a tiny bit showing down there. And then, of course, across the top here is certainly getting more of that blue cyan color. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. I'm liking this. I'm going to add just a touch of red to the bird, because now that I just looked at the bird, it just kind of looked a little like the bird's looking a little too cyan to me. So I'm just going to put a little bit of red in it and then take some of that out. There we go. I think I'm done. There's before, after. Yeah, see how much more that bird stands out now? Very nice. So let me save that. We'll get back into Photoshop. I'll show you the total before and after. Let's see. There we go. Oh, get back into Lightroom. That's what I meant to say. Always picking the wrong program, huh? There we go. Look at that. Much nicer. Look how much more the bird stands out. I mean, obviously you can still see the bird there, but yeah, definitely standing out a little bit more. These colors are popping just a little bit more, but still got that kind of pastel vibe to them. They're not super saturated. Yeah, I'm digging that. I love doing shots like this where these birds are so tiny in the frame and yet like your eye still goes right to that bird because it's the obvious thing in the photo. So yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want to learn more about what I do and how I do these edits on a step-by-step basis, a little bit slower, and feel free to ask any questions you want. Get in touch with me any way you want, but the easiest way is through my website. You can just contact me through here. You can find out about these online workshops, these remote sessions, by going to the workshop section at rayhennessy.com, checking out the online workshop section, and then hitting the remote training session here. That'll give you all the detail about pricing and everything like that. The other option I got for you I want to mention is the online bird photography course. You can find out all about that at learnbirdphotos.com or just find it through my website here. And this is for anyone who wants to learn how I do photography in the field. This is actually me out in the field showing you the gear, the settings, going over everything I can to teach you what I do and how I use my gear to photograph birds. It also includes actually watching me photograph some stuff in the field as well. So you get to see me actually going through the process, and I tell you everything I'm thinking and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So a ton of content to learn. It's a video online course, over 6 hours of video content there. So check that out, learnbirdphotos.com. If it's not good for you, but you know somebody it might be good for, please recommend it to them. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.